fucking life.
Well,
Hey, thanks for joining another episode of Playing the Artist. I'm Antoine. It's my fault because I'm late and I'm tired. I did the stupid thing. I did the stupid thing where it's like, I'll just close my eyes. I'll be fine. This will be perfectly fine. Nope. I slept through. I slept a little late. I slept an extra hour because I usually get up at 6.
I like the Mickey Mouse voice in the middle there. I'll be fine. Just put that in. Yeah. Hey, man, it's early.
Like in the morning.
To be here talking about this stuff.
I know, but anyways, this is a weekly web show, and we just talk about trying to do the damn thing, trying to be a goddamn artist. And joined as always is handsome Alex. How you doing, Alex?
Yeah, man, I'm doing all right. Yeah, we're here. We are. We're trying to be artists, trying to make it work, trying to keep making art, and
goddamn, I'm bald.
getting people to pay us to do that. Yeah, you're pretty bald.
That's why I wear the hat. I'm so subconscious. Subconscious? No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Are you done obsessing over your baldness here?
Yeah, I'm fucking done. Let's get into it. Let's look at the homework. Right?
Who had homework?
Me, brother.
What did you have to do?
I had to finish my stretch goal stuff. Like
Your
my
stretch
promotion.
goals. So you wanted to do the splits. That was your stretch goal, right? You wanted to be able to touch your hands behind your back.
Did I tell you about that? I've been practicing splits.
It doesn't surprise me though. You have strange
talents.
Well, just like strange desires, like weird, like physical goals, like this, like you want to rip a phone book in two or something, right? Or you want to,
I still want to try to do that.
Yeah,
one of these days.
It's good.
Hey, share my screen, homie.
The hardest part is finding a phone book. Like they don't exist.
It wasn't phone books. It was a deck of cards.
All right, okay, let's do this one. Oh, I know how to share my own screen.
Sorry, I can share my screen. Share screen.
Yeah, that'd be kind of invasive if I could just share your screen. Just be like, what are you looking at?
You have to authorize it. There we go.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Oh, this is very Kickstarter-y.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, first thing, before we start here, okay?
Okay.
If you took this image in Photoshop and you typed Control-Shift-U, which will desaturate everything, your orange goals and your gray background are going to be almost exactly the same shade. So, like, just for readability, I'm just going to take a dump on it right now before you even start anything. Okay. Specifically, the goals at the very top.
I hate you.
I love you. Okay. Maybe just darken the background by 30%.
It seems a lot lighter.
2%.
Seems a lot lighter on your screen. Yeah.
Well, that's good feedback too. Like, every monitor is different.
Yeah, it's true.
These images are going to show up on different platforms and reshared.
That's a good point. Good point. Anyways, so this is the first tier, and like I said, this used to be a equal sign, but I changed it to a plus sign instead. Not plus sign, upgrade sign. So it's like an upgrade to an existing piece, and I think I don't know. It feels a lot better. I remember showing this to you last week.
Yeah.
And it just didn't look quite right. And,
I get it. Like the plus is like you're adding something, but I think this is better. I think this is more like.
No, it was an equal before. Remember,
was it equals? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then all right.
So I have a little bit of a dilemma. So this one, it doesn't have any names. Because I realized what it was named was kind of stupid and didn't make any sense. Because I have folders of different stuff, right? And this was a barracks. I don't know why I called it a barracks. It's nothing like a barracks. A barracks is a place where soldiers sleep.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like a barracks. And this other models that are in the folder don't really look like a barracks. So I'm trying to find a name for it.
So what is this building?
It's just like a little building that you can attach to other things in my in the other stuff I made. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think I might just throw it into the power plant stuff. But I've been trying to figure out a name what to call these things.
These look like kind of control stations. Like,
oh my god, that's such a good name. Control stations.
There you go.
Thank you. Wow. I'm going to write that down. I've been like Googling words and stuff. I'm like, wait, what the fuck can I call these things?
Command units.
No, control stations, you dick. You just had a good one. You were on top here. You're here. And then you fell down. Should have kept it.
Control station is the best idea I had today. That's sad. So what's this? So this big thing is just a standalone upgrade that's not tied to any other asset.
Yeah, this will be like a completely new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really mysterious. I gotta say.
Very mysterious. And then the big drill.
An even bigger one.
And it's called the big drill. Big drill. And it's just that mining drill that I want to do. Hello, operator. And this is like different upgrades for antenna bits. You know, a different satellite and a different antenna.
Yeah.
And here's get your generator going. And it's a different variance of a different version of this one. And then a completely different generator. Yeah. And then this is power up. We'll just zoom out of here a bit. And then this is just different, big power, just different stuff to unlock.
J1, J2, M1. So what do these letters mean?
It's just the naming convention.
Oh.
Yeah. So like.
So.
Fuck! I just saw a mistake. That has to be a 2 right there. But see, like it's like J1 and it goes to J2.
Yeah.
It's like something similar but different. You know what I mean? It's like the same silhouette. You know what I mean?
Okay. AIJM.
The M is wrong. The M is wrong.
So how many power plants do you have? You have like M level of power plants?
I have a lot. It goes up to there's a bunch of stuff. It goes up to O, but then in between that there's like M1, M2. So there's a bunch of components for the power plant stuff.
Okay.
You got something to say, or you want me to finish? If you got something to say it now.
So like the name power plant, right? When I think of what a power plant is, it's like a power plant is like an entire facility of stuff. It's like, within a power plant, there's probably I have no idea what makes up a power plant, but it's probably like, a wash bay and like like a factory, like sort of like more of like the actual production line of whatever's happening there. And then you've got your like mechanic, like kind of fix me up area. And it's like a power plant. Like I think if you put all this stuff together, you could describe it as a power plant. So like this, because these are individual units, maybe this is like a core, or this is like a, something that feels like a subcomponent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like a power plant doesn't totally feel like a subcomponent. But that's just semantics, really. I don't want to derail you here. I'm just talking as a.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's so fucking hard to try to name all these goddamn things.
Yeah. Power plant J2.
Because like I was looking at like other Kickstarters, and the Kickstarter I backed, it was a sci-fi one, and that's what he did. He just had like, this is the wall set A, and this is the wall set B, and then there's like A1, A2. You know what I mean? Like you could tell he worked in the video game industry because it's a naming convention.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. You know what? I'll go back and I'll try to look at certain ones, and if I can get away with naming them something different, so there's a little bit more variety.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know, just something like we don't really expose. We usually don't really expose naming convention to like the end user, whomever that is. It's usually like you put some kind of, flavor name, like something that's a little more digestible. Like if you were to read, if I'm picking up the player's handbook and there's some enemies in there, it's
totally
not Goblin Q and this and that.
totally
They're figuring out
agree,
little
Alex.
ways to.
I totally agree. I know what you're throwing down.
Okay, cool. Again, don't let me derail you. I'm just thinking.
You definitely derailed me.
Definitely
derailed.
Well, let's get back on the rails here.
Okay.
We got more power to talk about.
Look at that, more power.
More power.
And it's just more different variances of different power plant stuff. You can combine and stuff like that. And then the next tier is what I'm excited about. It's called What the Hell Is That? And this is the kind of bio stuff.
That's cool.
So this one is we got a Hive 1, a Hive 1, and a Hive 2, and a Biosac. And then Game Over, man. Come on, you know what that's from? Game Over, man?
Oh, no.
Aliens.
Oh.
Game over, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he says that when all the aliens are attacking and stuff.
That's awesome. Okay, that's cool.
And anyways, and then this one has like Silo A1 and Silo AC and then Generator F, and it says infected under them. So my idea is that it'll be the existing models, but I'll make them infected. And I have another thing to share. Don't look at my ugly. Oh, there's my notes. Don't look at my ugly stuff, my ugly backdrop or whatever. Open.
Look at all these OBJs working on the desktop.
I know. So this is my sample piece.
Yeah.
I made.
Yeah.
And so this I feel like gives like a little bit of like, oh, here's some sci-fi stuff, and here's what I could potentially get from the unlocked stretch goals near the end. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to make a little bit of trying to act like a crack dealer. It's like the first one's free, you gotta pay for the next one,
Yeah, sure.
So
that's fair.
A little bit of a drug dealer mentality there.
I think we all need to have that mentality.
Slinging models.
Yeah, it's cool. I like these things. I think.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I think you could do a whole new, a whole set just based around this idea.
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. If this goes well, this Kickstarter, or even if it doesn't go well, and I don't unlock any stretch goals, but it gets funded, I want to make a second Kickstarter that's connected to this one, not straight away, but down the line. I want to make another Kickstarter, because the name of this Kickstarter is District 0012.
Yeah.
And I want to make another one online called Quarantine, District 0012 Quarantine, and it will just be even more infected stuff. You know what I mean? More kind of that down the line, and then probably introduce some more military industrial stuff, maybe tackle a cannon, a military cannon, or a military tank or something like that. Kind of sci-fi, kind of down the lines of Warhammer-ish.
Yeah.
But,
is this directly from Warhammer? This
if a Warhammer person saw this, they'd be like, "Oh, that's Nurgle. That's straight up Nurgle." Nurgle has these big a lot of their stuff had these crookedy horns and kind of really gooey stuff, and as you can see, I don't know. I'm pointing at my screen. Nobody can tell. You can see there's little holes in the steel. It's almost it's kind of little rust holes. There's you can see that on their models, and also the big, of course, the big bulbous sacky looking zitty things. That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. So right away, people will be like, "Oh, that's fucking Nurgle, dude." So
nice. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, one more thing about if you go back to your page there.
Stretch goals?
Just one more item for an action item for you to just clean.
Whereabouts? Here?
The dollar signs, they got to go on the left-hand side.
That's what I thought so too. But I was looking at other Kickstarters and stuff like that. They put them to the back.
Really fucked up.
Kickstarter puts it to the back as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Put it show like if you Google, I don't know, like a newspaper that has $1. You gotta.
No, dude. I totally fucking agree, man. Yeah, let's.
Maybe maybe in certain countries or something they put it on the other side. Or maybe it's just North America that has $sign at the front.
That's a good point. There's a lot of European people on Kickstarter.
Yeah, like UK, like a UK thing. Because some of these like tabletop ones are from there. They drive on the other side of the road. Maybe they put their $signs on the other side of the number.
Those animals put their $signs on the other side of the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna click on a regular. Oh yeah, you're right. In Canada, it's like that. Yeah, all that stuff.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Some people even.
Hey, but we're Canadian, though.
That's fucking. I don't think it really matters. No. I think it makes it kind of look nice. Don't you think?
No. I mean, it looks weird to me, but I mean, like you said, I don't know. How does the UK use the $sign? I'm Googling this live. They got the pound sign. It looks like a curly F with a line underneath.
Hello. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But the reason why I saw it like this is because like people's stretch goals. Like some people will have $signs, some people won't. And the examples I took from, because like what I'm doing, I'm just pulling examples, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you can only like follow you have to turn your brain on a little too, Like not everybody is doing it 100% perfect just because they did it before.
That's a good point.
You gotta look for opportunities to improve.
Good point, Alex. All right. You beat me over the head. You win.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'll change it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you got that figured out.
Yeah. I should almost have another tier where I make a ridiculous price and be like, I'll make everything infected for $44,000.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Who knows? Because I'll do it for that
those
money.
whales, man. Service the whales.
That's a good point.
The whales need loving too.
Oh fuck, dude! I shared on Snapchat with you. Hang on, I'll.
Yeah.
Share. How do I unshare this goddamn thing?
I get this Snapchat from Antoine.
There we go. Yeah.
Usually it's like titties and buns that he takes in the shower.
That's not true. Don't say that. People will see this one day and they'll be like, gross. Antoine's an old creeper.
Yeah. No, usually we just send art like, hey, I just printed this kind of thing.
Yeah, just kind of little things, just printing wise and whatnot. And
I see like this frayed wire in your hand and your printer in the background, and it illustrated to me that maybe your printer is having issues.
No, that wasn't a wire. That was the boating tube. That was the feeding tube.
Oh, okay.
And that end you saw was the filament. And so my fucking printer failed on me when I left my house to go pick up some groceries.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, I'll just describe what happened. So I get home and I hear a beep, 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 beep. I was like, oh, fuck, is the fire alarm going off? And then I go to the oven because I'm like, I used it that morning. I was like wondering if it was like on or something. I go to it. I was like, nothing's on. And I was like, oh, fuck the printer. I go look at the printer and the printer head's stopped. And it's like the printer head is like in the fucking like print pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it was almost like it was printing and then it just like went in a bit for some reason.
Huh.
And it just started like feeding and burning in the spot.
Yeah.
So like everything in there just started like melting. And I looked at I'm really surprised that everything still works. I remember like looking at the temperature, and I think the the nozzle was over 300 degrees.
What? Was it because it was like insulated in there or something?
Yeah, I guess it was insulated and it was in the same spot and it was just building up. And the thing is, like, this thing only heats up to 160. So
really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there's it could probably analyze how hot it can get, but there's probably a fail safe for only get it to 160. So I think it was like
that's crazy.
260.
Oh, 260. Okay.
260. Sorry, not 160, because the fucking thing wouldn't work if it was that. But yeah, it was like 260, 270, something like that. And I think when I looked at it, it was like, I think it was like 340, 380 almost, or something like that. I was just panicking. I just saw 3 and like, holy fuck, 3.
Yeah. Man, how long do you think it was like that for?
Probably for a bit, because where I looked at where it stopped was kind of roughly around when I left.
Yeah.
Like so it probably started doing that right when I left my apartment, and I didn't notice.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's brutal. So yesterday I just took a day and I had to change the tubing. I ran out of zip ties, so I had to cut elastic bands and tie them around because like there's the boating tube and then there's this big cable that it's kind of floppy. Oh, excuse me, and you have to like just tie it together so it's not in the way. So it's kind of janky looking. However, though, I changed everything. I changed the nozzle.
Yeah.
And it works perfectly now. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It works even better, I would say.
You had backup nozzles, huh?
Oh yeah. I bought a bunch of backup different nozzles, and then also with Endor, they actually give you nozzles, but they give you cheap ones. But I bought like high end ones.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's probably good. You know.
Yeah, and then they also give you extra boating tube as well. So which is nice.
Cool. Wow. All right. That's crazy.
So, yeah. When it rains, it pours, right?
I suppose. I mean, that could have been way worse. You know, your machine is back in working order, and you're able to, I guess, clean it up, or you happen to have the parts. So you really, I was like, oh man, he's like at the end of his like production here, and he's trying to print everything, and then something.
No, but
so I guess we don't know what caused it though, like why it stopped.
I think I know why, actually. So a little while ago, I was in Cura, and Cura is the software we use to slice our lovely miniatures and our lovely models. Mm-hmm. And I remember it wasn't this model that failed, but there was this other model. I remember slicing it and looking at the model. It looked like there was almost like one layer gone. I was like, that's weird. Why is that layer gone? And then I moved. Yeah. I moved my slider up and down and looked at it, and it just didn't look right. It looked like it almost like skipped a layer. And then I went on that layer, and then you can move the other slider on top, and it can moves the print head around and shows you how the print head goes around the model.
It goes right on the path of the
Yeah, it goes around the model, and then it would drop down like that, right to the bottom of the print bed. So I think, and then I saw that, I was like, that's not right. So I just reloaded the model, and it fixed it. I was like, oh, that's fine, okay. And I think what happened is I just kind of forgot that hiccup, and I loaded a different model in, and it probably did the same thing. And I just didn't see it. I just wasn't paying attention.
Huh. Is there a hole in the middle of the model or something?
No, I checked the whole model. I checked all.
Even if there was, it would never do that. It would never.
No, it would never do that. Yeah. So, but the thing is, I'm using an old Cura, and I'm just afraid to
get the new one.
Yeah, because I just have my settings right now, and I don't want to meddle. I just want to print all the stuff I need to print, and then I'll upgrade because I just don't want to meddle and figure out stuff right now because time is not on my side. Time is definitely not on my side. My estimated thing where I was saying I wanted to get this out on October 31st. That's not going to happen. There's just still so much to do. Printing and painting wise, painting takes so fucking long. Yeah. I painted a bunch last night. Printing, painting,
Well, it
And
gives
then
you more
also,
time to work on these stretch goal things and stuff.
yeah, I still got to fix up the stretch goal stuff. Like you said, I'm going to change up some of the naming a bit. And then also I have to do another kind of like sheet, but the sheet will just be like what you get. So like show off all the models, like, oh, you get these models, you get this and this and this. And there's
Is
that.
there a way, like I've never done a Kickstarter, but it would be nice
Either
to be
way.
able to like configure your page before you hit go and like.
Oh yeah.
Is there a way to get access to that before?
I'm doing that right now. I already done a bunch of that. I already like made like it's a saved file, right?
Yeah.
And I already like saved out all my donation tiers, and I saved out like a little bit of description stuff.
Yeah.
And I tested like the stretch goal thing to see what it looks like on the page and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
cool.
And it sits there, and then once it's all ready, then you go submit, and then you submit it. And stuff like
that. Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. So you can like work on it and iterate on your page. And just hit go when you're ready.
That's what I did yesterday. I did some iteration stuff, just some stuff I wanted to change up and whatnot.
Dude.
Yeah. So this coming up weekend, I'm trying to get.
Oh, you're quiet. You've gone quiet.
I'm okay. Am I
here? Maybe you hit the button of your volume. Say some bullshit. Oh wait.
Say some bullshit.
There you go.
All right. Sorry. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I want to get some beauty shots done of my models, right? But I'm gonna have to. This printer have to be working like day in and day out. I got 2 rolls of filament, so I'm good on filament. So yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. I recently switched to eSun filament, and I'm so digging it. I feel like it's able to just like do like those top layers a little better. I don't know what it is about it. I mean,
I think it's because it's like a corn oil based. Maybe because it just kind of maybe it melts a little bit better, and so it kind of fuses together. Maybe I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Well, it requires a little bit hotter print temperature than my last filament that I was like kind of reading the specs of it because I wanted to know what in my profile I might have to change. And it looked like just that the operating temperature was about 10 degrees higher. So I just cranked it up a little bit, did a print, like a pretty detailed little, I printed like a wizard staff thing I made, which was like at that scale is always just kind of pushing it and like it's been ambitious for the scale. Yeah. It did a really good job. So like, man, the problem is eSun is so hard to find in 3mm, and I end up having to pay like it's only $20 for the filament, but then I pay like $30 shipping. So I need to find a better solution there because it's such good quality.
Yeah. Because like my filament as well, it's like 20 something a roll.
Yeah.
But once again, I gotta pay like duty fees and whatnot.
I know. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's so like $18 for the duty fees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe you can like order them in bulk, and you save a little bit there because like some of the shipping costs.
Fuck, dude! If you want to go halvesies on a big bulk and just like we can like throw it in the truck.
Well, the problem is, dude, like you and I have different. You're on 1.75mm, and I'm on 3mm.
Oh, that's a good point.
We have different diameters. Like 1.75 seems to be way more common these days.
Yeah.
Like apparently 3 used to be the standard, but now I think 1.75 is the standard. So I'm in the dark ages with that in mind. But
why don't you switch?
I don't think you can, man. I mean, maybe you could, but I don't know. I don't want to mess with my. I feel like I'll need a new extruder and stuff. Or off to
extruder,
like because like you're extruding, X amount of plastic per second, and then if you switch to a thinner diameter, it's less plastic.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I just don't want to mess with it. I feel like, man, it's so challenging just to get my printer to perform at an optimal level, like that I'm happy with the print at the end. Like it's just so many things can go wrong, and there's like so many tiny little settings.
Yeah, man,
like
that's
changing my filament is just like asking for trouble. It's like I'm just gonna go through this period of frustration before I get it. I mean,
I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm staying on the bus, my man. I'm gonna make a
I saw you made
declaration
that
and a
key.
promise. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on. I'm not gonna get distracted from now at least until Christmas. That's what I've told myself.
Okay. That's
no distractions.
That's something. By
So
distractions, you mean just other projects?
Yeah, no other projects. So I mean, I do have like two kind of on the go, even though they are like tied together. One is, the first of which I think is like more realistic to actually finish, is the map and location pieces. So I started picking that up again, and I blocked in a new location, kind of like these ruins, like sort of like Greek ruins kind of location.
Yeah.
And I'm like kind of 50% of the way through detailing it. And so I'm going to try and focus on that. But at the same time, I want to keep making, gains on that dungeon, because I don't know, I just keep thinking about it, keep planning it. And so I'm getting back into item designs, and I'm starting to think, okay, what are the items that are safe to make? Because there's a certain amount of information I know that I want my dungeon to have. Like I want there to be like prison cells for sure. So I want to have sort of like a few keys that you're using to like unlock certain cells and finding loot and stuff like that. So there's like some items that I know I want, and so I'm allowing myself to make those, to commit to like actually making them, and not just blocking, like a temporary placeholder thing. Because everything that I don't think is like 100% decided on, I just block in and do really rough. But everything that as soon as I feel like this idea is locked in and it's safe for me to make it, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make it to like the shippable standard that I feel is necessary for that item. So that's where I'm at with that. Still not a lot is figured out. I think I want to, like we shared that map last time, I think I want to totally redesign the bottom floor, because I don't like how the pit is like sort of not in the center, and I feel like it should be more prominent. So like the water pit thing with the big creature that the key falls into that's at the bottom of the tower.
Yeah.
It should be a little more central. Because I think there's going to be a big encounter in there, and it's kind of like a goal. It's kind of a destination for the players to get to kind of as like the last big hurdle before you gain the ability to enter the boss chamber. So yeah, maybe I'll update everybody next week on the show with my updated map thing. But
you saying homework?
Yeah, maybe that's my homework. I don't know. I don't like giving myself homework. I like it better when like somebody else does that. Some other person. Someone else.
Homework. Maybe we should make it more of a routine in the show here to like at least show something each episode. Both of us.
Yeah, show some art.
Yeah, show some work.
I can show the block end of my model this week.
Yeah, if you can get it out, if you can get it open.
No, I got it open, man. I was modeling it when I was weak.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I was planning to share it all along. Okay, so we have this one. This is one I've already made, and that's what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is the one I'm making. And so you can see like some of it's blocked in, and some of it is. Still...
these models would look really good on a on a resin printer.
Dude, well, everything looks good on a resin. I love when you post something and someone prints it on a resin. That's so like, it's just nice. I just want it. Can you send that to me? Yeah, I'm playing a lot with Booleans to like create damage. I mean, this is just placeholder damage here. It's just, I just know I want a chunk out of the wall here. I just threw a cube in there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna like, this is what it looks like. This is the piece that's sort of being inserted in.
I see.
But I think what I'm going to do is like on this piece here, this big cube, like texture in, like model sculpt in some like just sort of like fractal noise, so it's broken stone.
So when you stick it in and take away,
it's going to have that pattern here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm using a lot more booleans now than like actual like sculpt brushes because in printing, it's like these razor sharp edges that look kind of weird on a game model. Like anytime you see it, like it looks like a low poly thing. Anytime like something is like
a direct angle.
Yeah, it's like these look so weird on a game model. It looks like
I would actually
shit. But it prints really well.
Around the edges where the damage is, I would kind of bevel the edge around it. You know what I mean?
Around these edges?
Well, no, like zoom back into that spot that's kind of destroyed or whatever. That's like the you know what I mean? Like, so around to the sides, you know what I mean?
Where, like here on the corners or something?
Right when it cuts off, just around the model, right where it cuts off.
Yeah.
Just like go with your like flattened tool brush or your orbs flattened tool brush, and then you can just like kind of just go around the edge and like kind of just change the angle. So when it prints, it won't be like, you know, like it won't be like a abrupt angle change, and then you'll start getting a stepping. If you kind of like bevel it a little bit, you know, like it kind of has to step around it a bit. So the print head,
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's because sometimes you almost see when you print, you almost see that edge aliasing where it's like it looks like a pixel, like a low poly or a low resolution pixel painting.
Yeah,
you see every step. So yeah, that's good to avoid.
Okay, so how many location markers are you gonna have here?
I planned to have. I wrote down like just as many ideas as I could think of, and I think I had like 15 or 16 of them. And some of them are like more major pieces like this, like that are kind of tall, and I feel like you could plan a whole encounter around. And some of them are like a little bit less. I guess sometimes they're just like little caves or something like that. Like they're not this big.
Have you tried printing one of these things? More of let's say like a queen piece on a chessboard, like the size of that. Because I know the size of these because you showed me.
Yeah.
You know, like a queen piece is a little bigger.
No, I haven't. I mean, we could go taller with some of them for sure.
I would say just like maybe
I do want them
a little bit.
Yeah, I want them to match each other. I don't want the base to be any larger than. I like the size of the base, like so that they fit nicely within an inch grid. But
okay, I understand.
Like this, but taller. I think with the right design, we could go taller. This one, I wanted it to be like roughly as tall as this one.
Yeah.
But I felt like I'm really stretching it to be that.
Okay. Back to my last question though. So you said you have like roughly 15 of these, right? Are you planning to make 15 different dungeons?
So not as like part of the like a Kickstarter, like, hey, here's my map with 15 dungeons and 15 little markers. But I do want to make a map with markers.
Yeah.
That I feel like could apply to many campaigns. And then, but like I have this dungeon for this one pretty much figured out. And like I've also been, like I have like way more broad and rough ideas for like the mountain cave one I made. And I think that I'd like to, anytime I make a dungeon, I for sure want to have a set piece for it. I'll say that. But not every location piece will, like, I just can't make a dungeon for every one. Because, I mean, maybe I could if I, like, was able to dedicate my whole life to it or something. But I feel like
Yeah, because like I'm just
consuming.
I'm trying to figure out your scope and what you like. What's your first thing you want to try out and do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think the first thing is just getting these locations out, and then expanding on one of these locations into a map is the second, like a second someday Kickstarter. This is the first someday Kickstarter because like it's a lot easier to quantify. I just like have 15 or 16 items. You know, like the map is optional.
is this going to be like is this going to be like is going to be STLs you're going to be providing in this?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
just for printing.
What about the maps?
So yeah, those would be a second like I envision them as like second tier where you pay a little bit more and you can get a digital map file, or maybe the digital file is like bundled in the original one or something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a run of the physical maps because like the MTG maps are actually pretty easy to. There's a lot of like structure in place around getting those printed and in mass, and you can get a pretty good price on them. So I think it would make sense. I don't think it would be too challenging. Like if I'm gonna get into like shipping physical goods, I think a MTG mat is actually pretty safe to do. Like it's been done a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for vendors out there.
But also there's pretty easy to manage too because there's light things. What is that?
So this is some ladies' lower regions. Yeah, when ZBrush has this like function whereby it shows you this like sort of rotating wallpaper screenshots of their like community images.
Oh.
And it's super annoying. Like
yeah, stop
it. So many times when like I'm at work and like me and the art director are looking at some art and then we do it like we just did. Okay, put it down for a second and then you kind of sit back and look and talk about it. Then all of a sudden like this artwork pops up.
What the fuck?
And then it totally derails like, the conversation.
There must be a way to stop that.
Oh, there's got to be. Yeah, I'm sure there is.
That's annoying. I don't get that problem. I don't get that problem at all.
You're on the old version of ZBrush, I take it.
No, I'm on 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
The old one?
Version.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 2019.1.
Yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah. Also, I didn't pay for mine.
Whoa. It's only $800.
I'm not making any money off of it right now. So until I start making money, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I bought it a long time ago. I'm glad I did because
I think it might be even cheaper. I think Kevin got his for $7.
Well, there's
deals, right?
Yeah, during the Pixelogic Summit, which just came and went, it's like 15% off or something like that. That's every year. It goes on sale every year in September.
They might even have some what's it called again? It's probably some Christmas deals or something like that. Companies always do things like that.
Christmas, Black Friday, all that. Yeah. That'll be something.
Some sort of thing.
Yeah, man. I have I'm trying to pay for my stuff, even though I'm not really using it for anything right now. But like I bought it so long ago, I don't know. Because you get it forever. You don't have to pay a subscription. Right?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I used to pay for Substance. But what was I gonna say? Did you get yourself a little book and you writing down ideas like physically?
I'm using that book, the one you made fun of. It looks like a girl's book.
Oh, it definitely is.
That's my book.
Okay.
It's small. I can take it anywhere.
Cool. As long as you have something. As long as you have something to write on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been. There was one night I was trying to go to sleep and I couldn't because I just had this idea in my head and I just couldn't get it out. So I had to write it down and like jot some doodles about it. And remember I was talking to you about little kind of like puzzle safes.
Puzzle safes.
So yeah,
I think I remember, but I don't remember what was interesting about it.
So I just had this idea where it'd be really neat to have some sort of like little.
Oh, you want like a physical locking mechanism that's kind of like a puzzle.
Yeah, and have it so you can just 3D print out all the components and assemble it yourself, and then have it so it's like you can have it so like let's say there's numbers on it or like little ruin carvings, and it's like you gotta let's say you get the box in a D&D campaign, and then in the game of D&D you like have to go searching for clues, and then you got to find the numbers for this box, and then you can like put in the numbers, and then you can open it up, and then inside will be like another thing for the campaign or whatever, you know what I mean? And I just was like, I just had to get these ideas out, and then I started researching, I started Googling some stuff on the YouTubes, and I found a bunch of locks, like safes made out of wood, completely made out of wood, like locking mechanisms made out of wood. I was like, holy fuck, this is just 3D printing, but this is just made out of wood. So I have a schematics for a dial lock for like certain dials that you can put in and then like turn a thing and it like little hatch thing opens.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've jotted down some like ideas of like how I could theme them. You could like theme them like an elven kind of chest, or like a dwarven chest, or like a more of a human fantasy chest, or maybe like a tome,
human
like a
fantasy chest.
Well, you know what I'm talking.
Give me some of that. Just kidding.
Or like a tome of the dead or something like that. So there's like skeletons on it or something, or like thinking of different ways how to like put the different like locking mechanisms on the box to make it look interesting. Like I was thinking of this one to have like dwarf heads, and then have like a little thing that you spin like sideways for the number.
Okay.
So you or like the symbol, right? So like have
it. Is it like a totem pole of heads, like stacked up, kind of like a dial?
Sort of, yeah. And then have it so you can like it just makes something really interesting, and it'd be really fun to print and paint, and then have it on, and give it to, and have a DM to like make it, and then give it to their players and make them like super excited to be like, oh my god, what's this fucking thing? We gotta open it. We gotta find the code. You know what I mean? Or like make a really simple medieval, not medieval, but like a really simple, I guess medieval, really simple fantasy medieval looking box, and it'd be kind of like more like for a thief, So it's like you got to go in here and you got to like fucking try to figure out this. Are you gonna find are you gonna find the note on the dead clerk's body, and then you get the little note, and then it's like, oh, there's a number here, and it's like a birthday, and it's like, oh, I'll put the birthday in, and then they unlock it, and there's a bunch of fucking gobbledygook or whatever inside. I just think because like I'm starting to see these props being made for D&D for 3D printing.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's cool and all, and it's like how I was like, how fun it would be to like have a prop in a D&D game that you can like interact, and that's like kind of like there on the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think that's a fun idea, but like the difference between a D&D session and like an escape room is that when you have like a locked treasure chest or something or whatever it is, or like a puzzle, like like in a good session of D&D, the players are role playing, and it's like you're not like using. Like you're not relying on your own intelligence. Like if you're playing a character who's an orc, but you're like somebody of like, you consider yourself a smart guy. Like the orc probably isn't going to figure out the treasure, like a puzzle like that.
No, I know
you're kind of accepting that.
I understand that, but it's like then it's just it's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for a niche thing, for somebody that's like has a campaign where they have. Or they want to make a campaign where they have some sort of locked tome or locked little chest or something like that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I'm trying
I think it would be really fun to do.
Yeah, and I've been really like reading that fucking book. I don't know why I said fucking. Whatever. That book. What's it called again?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Marketing is storytelling. And it talks about the purple cow. Remember the purple cow?
Yeah, of course I remember the purple cow.
And it talks about tribes, right? So it's talking about like small groups, purple cow, and storyline. So I'm trying to find a storyline. I'm trying to find the purple. Sorry, I gotta
your brain's going all over the place here.
I know. So the purple cow. If anybody watches this, hopefully, what it is, it's like this.
Thinking about purple cows, so I need to make an unlocking box of pork heads. But the D&D players figure out.
When I say purple cow, I don't mean an actual purple cow. I just mean something that's different and no one's ever really done before. Like something very, very different. Just something that's hasn't been done and no one's really seen before. And then the tribe part is like a very niche group, which is DMs and a DM that wants this thing in their life, and then also a story. And so I've been really trying to like take all those three and then try to smush them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I haven't seen anybody making like fantasy themed little chests, you know what I mean, that have dials on them.
Yeah.
You got to put them in the right order to unlock the thing.
Yeah.
So that's a purple cow.
You just got to stay kind of broad with it, because like if you're playing D&D, like let's say your party encounters like a magical Rubik's cube that needs to be on Rubik's in order to be solved. You wouldn't actually I don't think like the game's designed so that you sit there and undo a Rubik's cube. You would roll like an intelligence check and let that like figure out whether you have the chops to do that. So it's not always like it's not always like an escape room in that way where.
No, I know that, but this isn't an escape room. You know what I mean? Like this is like a prop that can sit on the table for a certain amount, like it just can be at the campaign, right? And it's it's an interaction. It's a more of a set piece than anything for your campaign. And then the DM would have to figure out a way how to plot out how the person will receive the code of this thing. It could either be like, oh, they're walking by and they're seeing these weird ruins or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing I think about all the time is like how much of what you're designing do you like relegate to the DM to create a situation for? Like at one point you stop designing and say, well, I want the DM to have the freedom to like do whatever you want here. Like you could give the DM if you're making a dungeon or like some kind of item like that, the least you could say is like, okay, here's an empty dungeon, have fun, throw your items in there and design some quests in here, and then throw your hands up, right? Or you can go take it all the way, like a sort of more like a game designer, and like, hey, here's you have the locks here, and you find the one skull piece there that fits into this thing, and that unlocks this other place, and like you're taking you're doing all that design, and it's like, at what point are you over designing, and the DM doesn't have any space to like kind of make it their own?
Yeah.
And at what point are you doing too little, and it's like too empty, and the DM is doing too much work to make it a fun session, and it's not as like because you already paid for this thing, so you kind of want it to be able to just like if you pay for this thing, you want to be able to take it to your next session. I think you're excited about it. It's like Christmas, like, oh, I paid for this thing on Kickstarter, I waited for it forever, and I got it, and I kind of want to use it now. It's like, no, I don't want to have to put like another 2 months into this thing. Maybe you do. I don't know. I just don't know, I guess. No,
you're making a very good point. Making a very, very good point. You know what I need to do? I need to like make this thing.
I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just blankly wondering stuff. Sorry to
No, I understand that. What I need to do, I got to make a prototype of this thing, and I got to make something, and then I got to put it out in people's hands for free, pretty much, and see what people say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a very good point. Like I have no idea about this thing, right? So
yeah, it's fun making physical stuff though that actually kind of moves. And I mean, I haven't really done too much of it, but like when you make something that works, that's like has a bit of physical kind of like real world dimension to it, that's like it needs to have that.
Yeah.
Like making those little spacers I made for my printer, and then it fit, and it was like, wow, okay, cool. That feels so good. You know, I feel like you're actually doing something real with your little hobby. Like one thing I want to try to figure out is my brother requested it actually. Have you ever seen those like damage counters for Magic the Gathering where it's like a little spinner and then you click?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to make one of those. I think I have like an idea for a few pieces of like you snap it together and then you can make a little like damage clicky counter thing.
You should just find one and try to find the insides. You know what I mean? Try to find a picture of the insides.
Well, I think like ones in real life have springs and shit, you know, like maintaining the tension. But I need to design something that has a different, you know, like kinetic energy source, because unless I want to add a spring to it, which I kind of don't want to, because I think like, if you know how your clips, when they snap together, right? Like part of that snapping is like, there's like that little bit of tension in those, the prongs. And like, I think if you design them in sort of a funnel way, you could create a little bit of pressure so that it would kind of keep two things snapped together in a way that adds some flex, and you could sort of like, just do it all. I just want to see if I can do it all with plastic and PLA.
You can have a like a teeth mechanism, so it only spins one way. You know what I mean? So it'll kind of get locked in one way. You know what I mean?
Is that useful? What if you want to add? What if you like regain 2 hits? Then you want to go the other way.
Spin it around. I don't know.
But anyway, so if I were ever to hop off the bus, that's what I would do.
Okay. All right. But you're on the bus.
But I'm on the bus, and it's not my stop yet.
All right then.
But cool. Well, hey man, you have anything else on the top of your head?
On the top of my head, I have less hair on the top of my head.
So the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Do we have homework this week?
Oh yeah, homework.
Do I?
Yeah, we always have homework.
Yeah.
Excuse me. For you, well, I don't know what you're fucking doing right now, because actually, no, I do know what you're doing.
One thing, a goal for me is to finish this little, like, I don't want to do anything until this little location piece is like designed and printed. Like, that's my own little goal for this week, is to get this thing printed.
That's probably the most unattractive thing, yawning. A full-grown man yawning.
Yeah, I think there's worse.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's a good thing to shoot for, is finishing that piece. I don't think it's necessary to print, but I know you love printing every single thing 50 times.
Yeah, me too. Well, because like I'm imagining, other people printing these things.
Yeah.
If it sucks, then I want to redo it again.
That's for sure. I had to do that. Some stuff I printed, I had to fix it up. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm just yawning all over the place. I got an extra hour of sleep, and I'm still yawning all over the place. But yeah, I think that's a good thing to shoot for. What about your map scenario?
The dungeon or the map?
The mat.
The mat. So where that's at right now is I have a second print from a different company. It's on the way. It should arrive sometime this week, because it said it was shipped last Monday. So sometime this week, my second try at this tiger map thing we'll be able to review it maybe next week, maybe next Tuesday.
Okay. Cool,
hopefully
cool.
It looks good. I don't know. We'll see. I'm using this company. The hell is it called? Gamer Mats. Yeah, it's called Gamer Mats.
Well, they sound like they know what they're doing.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. It's like a really weird. So I emailed a few places, and I gotta say, like, customer service wise, Inked Gaming is like far and away the friendliest and the most communicative company that I've worked with so far, and their pricing is pretty good, but it's just not as many options as gamer mats. That's why I'm going to try this gamer mat print, even though their customer service is a little bit like ghost farts. Like, you email them, maybe you'll get a response, maybe you won't.
Sounds like that small company.
Yeah, maybe they're just busy, But there was some red flags there when I first started doing. I mean, maybe I shouldn't get into it until after we get this print, but I hope it works out because they have a really good. They have like a really good like bulk ordering plan. I feel like it's yeah. If you're ordering like a bunch of mats, like that's the best place I've seen so far. I mean, I don't know if I've seen them all, and I don't know who's working with China or what or how that all goes, but it seems pretty good. So there's that.
The mat you want to offer in this potential Kickstarter in the future here, is it your logo one? Like with the
yeah, that's the only one I have. But I think like what I don't want to. I also want to show, and I might partner with somebody else who makes mats or something like that down the road. Like maybe I don't know if Misty B would be down, but she's like the dopest map cartographer, I guess, like illustrative cartographer on at least that I've stumbled across.
Okay.
It'd be cool to show that like you don't need to use like a gridded mat, like it still looks pretty cool, whatever, because everybody's got their own map, right?
Yeah.
Like I just want to offer it as not an essential part of the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Like it might even be like maybe I use the map as a like an incentive. Like maybe it's just like back in the first week, get this, or I don't know, something like Kickstarter exclusive. So it's just like it's not, what I'm trying to say.
Since this will, if you do that, and this is going to be your first kind of like shipping out of goods, so you can put a limit on it too. You can be like, I only want to do 50.
Well, the thing is, like, putting a limit on it actually doesn't because the more you do, the cheaper it is, right? I mean, there's a
like 100.
Yeah, like I mean, it takes time for you to coordinate getting physical items from A to B, and that can't be overlooked. But yeah, the more you print, the cheaper each print is. So it makes sense to do more than less, I think.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's gonna be a lot of tubes, like in your house.
yeah, right. I hope so. I mean, someday, if we do a Kickstarter, it goes well, and you've got all these tubes that need to get out to people. I mean, I guess, is that a good problem to have? I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good problem to have.
Because how many people usually back these things? Like 2,000, 1,000?
No, not always. Sometimes it's just 100, right?
Yeah, that's nothing. I feel like you could jam that out in a weekend, just 100 of those tubes, get them going.
Yeah.
But everybody who's like a pro and has done it a few times, they go through one of those backer fulfillment services that kind of take care of this stuff. Because apparently shipping out physical items is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, man, you got to make sure all the stuff is proper.
And so one thing I do want to offer at a limited tier someday is actually I want to get rid of my because I'm like you said, I'm always printing these things 1,000 times to make sure that they are that it makes sense to print them, and some people are going to have an easier time. So I would like to offer a tier of if I've got 20, if I printed 20 copies of each thing, then I want to offer a tier of my prototypes. And if you back at this tier, then I'll send you my physical prototype that I have printed of it.
Okay.
Because if it's only I don't think I could do more than each little item like this takes about 7 or 8 hours to print at the settings. So
yeah,
you do the math, and yeah, it's you can't really get a really big volume of it, but at the same time, I think it still would be good to just get rid of them. And what am I going to hold on to them for? So it'd be a fun tier to add if somebody wants physical stuff.
I just figured out my homework.
What's your homework?
So remember I was saying I want to get some beauty shots done of actual physical models and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I got to get all this shit painted out and printed out and have it ready for physical beauty shots.
Mm-hmm.
So I could share that on the show.
The whole set?
I'm gonna try.
Dude, I would love to see the whole set. I think like you're gonna want to. It seems like a memorable thing. Like I made it, I printed it, I painted it. It's like I think you're gonna want to have the whole collection of your very first Kickstarter.
Oh wait, everything?
Yeah. How many?
I don't have enough filament and I don't have enough time.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I have 65 models.
Oh, how many have you printed so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my God, he's counting. One by one.
I think I got maybe 22, but that's some are smaller and some are bigger, right? So I printed this fucking thing out, like this big fucking thing.
Yeah,
this was 25 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I still have a couple of 18, 19, 20-hour pieces to do. So, yeah.
What's the range here? Like, how many of them do you have? Any that are short, like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, I got this one over here. This is just so this little guy right here.
Yeah.
And I have this top bit for it.
Cool.
This bit was I think 7, and then this bit was 6, maybe a little bit less, maybe 5 for this bit.
Cool.
So actually probably less than that. But anyways, yeah, I have a whole bunch. But the thing is right now the things I do need to print are the big ones.
Yeah.
So
what might have been cool. Shit. I'm done with ideas.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, maybe print them at 50% scale, so that way it doesn't take so long, and you can have the whole set.
That's not the point.
No,
man. I have.
How can you expect somebody else to print all your shit if you don't even want to print all your shit?
Because I'm busy.
Well, you're saying everybody else got all this free time.
No, that's not the point. Well, the thing is maybe they don't want everything from what I'm offering. Maybe they're like, oh, I just want these models, but I have to buy everything, the whole bundle. You know what I mean?
So. Yeah.
I don't expect someone to print everything, but I'm sure it'll be, because like you were saying, remember what you're saying with 3D printing, tabletop stuff is kind of like Steam games where you oh, there's this cheap bundle, and then you get a little bundle, and then they just kind of sit there, and then one day you're like, oh yeah, let's go play this game,
Yeah, you're buying a library, and you may not.
Yeah.
Just you have this 64-piece set, and maybe you only want to print 5 of them right now, but then you might encounter something in your campaign or whatever you're doing a month later.
Yeah.
I need that little piece. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, let's use it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of buying the choice, the option, but still though, I don't know. I don't want to print everything I designed for printing. I want to print. That's just my thing.
Me too, man. But I have too much fucking shit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, just for quality assurance, just so I know that the file actually works. I guess you can take it into the slicer.
Yeah, as long as it's in the slicer, it looks fine. You know what I mean? And I've been doing it long enough where I understand where my failures are going to be if there's going to be a failure. So I modeled these all to be 3D printed without supports. You know what I mean? So for example, this guy, he has a hollow bit, but he doesn't need any supports because it goes on an angle. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So all my stuff, 0 supports. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Even that big thing that I showed you, that took 0 supports.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm just I gotta start a print here right now, actually.
Sweet.
And yeah, fucking print.
Sweet. I like supports. I just don't like the character models that don't have supports. I think they look dumb.
They're just lacking. That's all. They're just lacking a little bit of character.
They're just like stiff triangle things.
Yeah.
But not everybody cares. Not everybody gives a shit.
Yeah. Anyways, I think this is the end of the show.
I think so too. And it's like bright outside.
Yeah, it is
The day
bright
has
outside.
begun. We need to start
Holy
our day.
fuck, we could see the actual sky today.
I know.
It's been raining here for a couple of days straight.
Yeah.
I think I might actually go out today.
You should, man.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. All right, where can we find you? Where can we find you?
Oh, no. Let me do the ending bit.
Oh,
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Playing the Artist. If you want to help out the show, you can just subscribe and hit the little dong, the little dilly dong there, the little bell, and you'll be notified. I can't even talk right now. You'll be notified. Notifications. All that stuff. I'm sorry, it's dragging on. I'm sleepy. 7 Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 7 Pacific time. We tried to do this thing at 7, but not today because I'm a sleepy peepee.
Mm-hmm.
And
you didn't have a coffee this morning.
No, I didn't.
You didn't have time to make one, did you?
No, I just threw on a dirty shirt and pants here. I'm actually wearing pants today. Yeah. So yeah, just comment. Tell us that we suck or we're awesome or something, or leave a like or a dislike. Even a dislike if you didn't like it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, and here comes the plug.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, me? Okay. Hey, you can find me on the grams at forbidden_prints or on Thingiverse, one word, Forbidden Prints. Or you can go on my art station, and that's just my name, my full name, which you can see it right down here. And yeah. Alex.
Yeah, you can find me at Tiger Skull RPG, Facebook, Instagram. I'm making a DeviantArt as well because I feel like I should just up my presence, and I'm going to try and drop it everywhere. So maybe look for that. I don't know.
That place is full of creeps.
Yeah, it's going to have one more creep soon, buddy. And yeah, I'm here. You can find me every Tuesday, 7 a.m. on Playing the Artist with my friend Antoine. We, talking shit about each other.
Pretty much.
So that's it. That's my plugs. I'm going to go eat some breakfast and go to work.
Me too. I got to
think about Kickstarters all day as I work diligently for my company, which I love and adore. Okay.
All right. Ciao.
Right, man. Later.
Later.
Bye.
Next Tuesday.